Hey folks,
Hey, how are ya?
welcome back to Tale of Two Thrifters. We're going to be starting a new series called, What Sold for the week. And for this week, we're looking at October 27th through November 2nd. So that's Sunday through Saturday.
And that's how we'll continue to do them every week, is for that entire week, Sunday through Saturday.
Yep.
Okay.
So, and if this is your first time tuning in, we buy goods at thrift stores, yard sales, Goodwill bins, Goodwill, to resell for profit on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And all of those selling platform links are in the description box below. And if you like this content, please consider liking it and subscribing. So, with that being said, Jen, you want to start first?
Sure. For the entire week, I sold 9 items. Not that great. On Sunday the 27th, I sold a pair of Ariat kids boots for $30, made $24 actual profit. Well, actually, I don't know what the actual profit is. I know what my goods cost for that week is. I'm going to tell you after fees was $24. On the 28th, which was Monday, I sold a Banana Republic sheer blouse for $10 and I made $7.05. On Tuesday the 29th, I sold a Michael Kors Camille satchel for $40 and I made $32. And then on the 29th also, I sold a Patricia Nash Leandra floral crossbody purse. It was a mouthful for $65 and I made $52. And then on Wednesday the 30th, I sold a Design Options Nautical Lighthouse sweater. This was like a vintage sweater that was like new. It was really kind of cool. I think it was one of those home shopping network things, which their stuff was kind of expensive. So people do still look for it. They're usually quality made. Anyway, I sold it for $38 and I made $30.40. On Thursday the 31st, which was Halloween, I sold a pair of Birkenstock Kids Vaduz sandals for $34. I made $27.20. On Thursday the 31st, Halloween, I also sold a Brighton crossbody bag for $35 and I got $28. And then on Friday the 1st of November, I sold a Swarovski, I could never say that word, crystal fix tool, hot fix tool is what it was called, for $17. I made $13.60. And then also on the 1st, I sold a vintage tapestry bag. It was like a vintage purse. It was really cool. For $24, making me $19.20. And that is all I had for that week. My total for that week was $293. And after fees, it was $233.45. And then after cost of goods, which were $32, it was $203.45. So I made about $200 that week.
Okay, that's good.
Nah, not really.
Well, I mean, considering it could be worse.
Considering the crazy.
Yeah.
We made some money, yay!
Yeah, and we have another video that kind of explains why some of the stuff has slowed down on the reselling side.
Yeah, that's the one right before this one, isn't it?
Yeah. So on eBay, I actually sold 13 items. On the 27th of October, I sold a Star Wars puzzle for $29.99. And after fees and cost of goods, that came out to $26.03. And then I sold a Victoria's Secret bathrobe on that same day, also for $14. And after fees and cost of goods, that came out to $6.25.
Ooh,
yay
money
me.
there.
Yeah. And then the next day on the 28th, I sold those 2 ABBA CDs for $6. Yes, I'm rolling.
Ooh.
Rolling in the dough. And after everything, it was $2.88 I got to pocket.
Wow.
And
You just accidentally scrolled.
and then on the 29th, I sold a Justin tooled belt, and I sold that for $15, which was kind of nice. And after fees and all that, it came out to $12.67 in the pocket. On the 30th, I sold I call it the green gasket. It's something that you basically put on your toilet. And I had bought it years ago, and I just came across it. Sold it for $9.49, and I'm sure it cost me more than that. But for the sake of this exercise, cost of goods is $0. So money after all the fees and everything was $8.69. And then on the 30th, same day, I sold the Durango boots for $40. And after fees and cost of goods, came up with $31.53. And then on the 31st, Halloween, I sold those maple leaf placemat settings for $20. And I think I paid $2 for it. So after fees and all that kind of stuff, I netted $15.67. And then I also sold the Axis and Allies board game for $23. And after fees and cost of goods, it's $15.48. And then on the last day of October, I sold that Radio Shack Pro 135 scanner for $45. And I remember paying $2 for that. So after fees, it was $39.36. And November kicked off with selling that Bob Timberlake leather bag for $75. And after fees, was able to bring $57.55. I think that cost me $10 for the bag. And then I sold the Planet of the Apes pullover, which Jennifer had listed for quite some time. She had a lot of activity on it, but no buyers.
Right.
But was able to sell it for $90. And after fees and cost of goods, we're looking at $73.67.
And that was a pretty cool little pullover. It was actually only given out to the cast and crew of the movie. And so it was kind of one of those rare specialty things.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
And then I sold these oil filters that go on a Mahindra tractor for $9.75. And after fees and all that, $7.11 is what I brought home. And then on the 1st, I also sold the Midnight Movies DVD, the scary ones, for $17.11 and paid $2 for it. So after fees, and I also did free shipping on there. So that's the only way that I could list it. I only netted about $7.11. So that wraps up that first week of sales on Mercari, Poshmark, and eBay. And for that first week, the total for me was $566.23 in total. Net sales, that's after fees, is $332.04. And after cost of goods, which actually came out to $16.99, my take home was $315.05. So, not too shabby.
Only $16.99 for cost of goods there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a lot of it was stuff that was ours. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, so together, what did we make?
$518.50.
Not too bad.
Not too bad
I mean,
for a week.
Not great. I mean, it's not a living wage.
No.
But together for sales on platforms that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, still
it's not
fuddling
bad.
through it.
Yeah.
I mean, you sold how many items?
I sold 9.
And I had 13, so that was 22.
Yeah, I think the next week was my better week.
Yeah, so
we'll
if we were to average $500 a week, that's less than $100 a day if you look at a 7-day work week. But if you look at a 5-day work week, we're there, $100 a day. No, that's not where we want to be.
No.
We want to be at about $200 of profit. Bring home money a day. And of course, out of that we have to pay taxes too. And we don't have a clue what our tax bill is going to look like, but I do know that we're keeping track of mileage big time. So hopefully that'll help offset. Yeah. And
everything.
And supplies and all that kind of stuff.
Right. So we'll see what this first year pans out to be like. First part of the year. But yeah, it was an interesting week. It wasn't the greatest week, but together, it was okay. Like we said, this is not a living wage. This is, we don't have a house payment. We don't have a car payment. If you do, it's not going to work. You got to be part-time. You got to have a full-time job.
Yeah.
So anyway, does that bring us to how we're supplementing or no?
No.
Okay.
We're not going to talk about that yet.
Okay.
But in case you're wondering the tools that we use to track mileage, Jen is like, well, we go to the post office, just about every day, and it's this many miles. And I'm like, we really need a more accurate way of tracking that. And so I've been using an app called Stride. And you just, when you get in your car, you just hit track by miles, and it tracks it for you. And depending on, so we have a segment called sales. And that's for going to the post office. It's also for sourcing, when we're going garage sailing. And that way it's able to keep up with all the miles. Now, I have not yet really delved into it to figure out how I can download that data for backup and all that kind of stuff. So, but I've seen good reviews.
And while we're at it, I literally did sell something every day except for one day that week. And I can only attribute that to Prime Lister. I just want to also give them a shout out because we are using them. And, my sales may not have been that high, but the fact that I sold something every day is amazing.
Yeah, and we referred to it in a previous video, but Prime Lister won't sell things for you necessarily. No. So you've got to keep your inventory updated.
Right.
So that means adding to your inventory, to your listings.
Right. But it is selling a lot of it is helping me to sell a lot of my older things and get them out of my closet and out of my way, and I'm bringing in some money on top of it. Yeah. So that's fabulous. So I'm excited really when we get to the point where we can just really do this the way that we're supposed to be, where we're listing every single day, tons of items and all of that. I'm very curious how well this app will do for us.
Yep. And if you're interested in trying it out, we'll have the affiliate link in the description box too, where you'll get the first month or you'll get a free trial, and then you'll get a discount off of the first full month. So try it out.
Yeah, and it's free to try out.
Yep.
We've said this in a previous video, but I'll say it one more time. Most make you put in your credit card or make you do something to try them. Prime Lister does not. That's the awesome part about it. You can try it out risk-free. So check it out.
Yeah, and it took, it was almost immediate.
It was immediate. Yeah. It was definitely immediate. And, because I've been so out of the game with everything going on. John was still working and doing what he needed to do pretty much, but I've been so out of the game for a while. It just amazes me that I'm selling things and I'm not doing that much work at all. The fact that I'm selling anything has got to be Prime Lister because I'm not doing anything.
How'd you like to get paid to do nothing?
Yeah. At this point, this is old inventory. It's been sitting. It's going out. It's great. But yeah, I can't attribute it to my work. It's not. It's definitely Prime Lister's.
All right. Anyway. Well, stay tuned for week 2. That would be November 3rd through the 6th or 7th or 9th.
I don't know. You're confusing me. I'm sleepy.
November 3rd through the 9th.
And by the way, if there's 3 videos we have on the same clothes, that's because we're making them all at the same time while we have time.
Yeah.
So we're not going to change our clothes, but if you think, dude, why are they still wearing the same clothes?
I may change my hat.
That's why. Because we're making them all at the same time. Just one right after another to get caught up. And just for funsies, since we're getting so close to Thanksgiving, put in the link what your Thanksgiving traditions are, like a traditional food.
You mean comments?
Oh, what did I say?
Put in the link.
I'm sorry. We've been talking about so many links. Put in the comments just for fun, because I'm curious. What is something that you always have for Thanksgiving? Green bean casserole, whatever it is. You know,
cranberry sauce.
If it's something unique, I'd like to know that
Pumpkin
too.
logs.
Yeah. We're very traditional. We have all of the traditional foods: sweet potato souffle, turkey.
Yeah, but
you know,
we haven't tried
ham.
sweet potato pie.
Yeah, no. I'm not a fan. And I'm not a fan of pumpkin pie either.
You're just not right.
You're not American. I know. In the next video, we'll ask you to put something else fun about Thanksgiving, since these are all coming out this week, you know, before Thanksgiving. But anyway, I got a ton of things to do to get prepared for Thanksgiving. John's going to sit in here and edit, and I'm going to go work. He thinks we're making another video today, and we might, but it's not going to be right now because I have too much to do. Happy week of Thanksgiving, and
till next time,
keep thrifting.
Keep thrifting.
Bye, guys.
Bye.